So, it's it's been 2 days since the 4th.
Yeah.
I had some plans originally for the 4th, but they ended up falling through. Someone got COVID, yada, yada, blah, blah. And so,
That still happens?
yeah, it still happens.
Is
apparently.
COVID still a thing?
It's still out there, But anyways, so I ended up not doing much. It was the 4th, I've never been a big fireworks guy ever since, I realized I had to spend my money on it. And I was just like, oh, I just blow
blowing
up
up money, literally setting money on fire.
Yeah. And so I was just like, I'm just going to kick it at home, play some video games, watch the movie, watch The Boys. And then I was like, I'm going to get in bed. I got in bed around like 9:30. And fireworks are going off, but I can sleep through most things. And also, I wasn't really going to sleep, just going to watch some stuff, whatever. And some dude in my neighborhood got good and drunk and was lighting off fireworks. And after every single firework, he was like, America!
Nice.
And then, fuck yeah! And I was just like, oh boy. It's like good stuff. He was just blowing up stuff, and just after every single one, woohoo! And I was like, well, at least our, this country is going in weird directions. Who knows how it's going to be? But at least our proud traditions of drinking and blowing up stuff and maybe losing a finger is still strong in this country.
There are a lot of stories about people lighting fireworks off of their head and just dying.
What?
Yeah.
What? Like how? It's an
explosive.
It's an explosive.
Yeah.
It's not like you can be like, well, we did. Like if you heard about a guy getting shot in the head because he was like trying to shoot like something off of his friend's head. And he's like, well, I see the point. You were attempting a trick shot. It's not smart. It's still dumb. But I see but all that can happen with the explosion, even if you don't die, is it blows up and you get hurt. Like,
yeah,
that's all that can happen. I don't understand the
humor. It's crazy. Yeah, I haven't been into fireworks for a very long time. I don't go out and see them or anything like that. I do like a good Roman candle, though.
Mm-hmm.
Roman candle, probably my favorite firework.
Yeah.
For sure.
My favorite when I was growing up as a kid, and they're so lackluster. I think it was just because I had a toy afterwards. Ever have those little ones where it was shaped like a tank? It had little cannons, and it drove a little bit, fired little cannons. Loved those things as a kid.
Yep.
Loved them because I was just like, yeah. And then I'd keep the little... If it didn't burn up, because half the time they caught it in fire and burnt up. But if it didn't burn up, I was like, nah, I got myself a toy tank.
Yep. I was playing with a childhood friend at his dad's place out in the kind of countryside. Mm-hmm. We had sparklers. Mm-hmm. This is Texas summer.
Right.
And we almost started a brush fire. But we were able to put it out.
Yeah.
But that was like, okay, this is a not toy. We were little kids, maybe under 10.
Yeah.
And we were just, sparklers set up some brush fire. No adult around.
One of the dumbest things I've been a part of was, those little pop-it things?
Yeah.
That is just literally a little piece of paper with gunpowder in it.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of those pop-it things, and we just started cutting them open and just pouring out. We just got a good amount of gunpowder, and then we wrapped it up in some toilet paper and made a big pop-it. But of course, you can't throw it. So then we were like, well, you light it on fire.
Yeah. That's bad.
Oh, no. It was, No. We lit it on fire, and then we were just, it was me and my brother and, some kids in the neighborhood. And the kid who had it was just holding, what now? We were like, throw it! Throw it! Yeah. It was less... It would have been terrible if he held on to it. But once we threw it, it wasn't that tightly wrapped, and, the gunpowder did explode, but it wasn't, a huge explosion. It wasn't too bad. But, just... The kid was just holding it, and I was just like, "This is how you lose your hand. This is how you lose your hand."
Yeah, I mean, a black cat will take off your hands. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have black cats?
Yeah.
Man, my dad threw one of those long strings of black cats at me and my brother, behind our backs once. We were not ready. That shit freaked us the hell out. Yeah.
My worst 4th of July memory is back when I was a kid. We used to always go over to our friends. They live right around the block, our friend's house, for the 4th of July. And their neighborhood always had a big firework thing. And our friends, they were strict Catholics, devout Catholics, and all that stuff. So they were very calm and mellow. And then their next door neighbors were also I don't know if they were religious or not, but they were very nice people. And so then the other two houses in this cul-de-sac were red-blooded rednecks.
Nice.
But we all got together, and so we would be over there, and everyone's doing fireworks, and we'd go out there with like a little, I don't know, mortar or something, and it'd go off, and then, my friend would go out there, and then one of the rednecks would go out there and be like, there we go, and like blow up something stupid. Well, one of the times, not my friend, but the other nice family that lived next to him, they had 2 little girls, and one of the rednecks goes out there, and it was one of them boxes that has like 50 shots in it. It just goes off. And we had been doing mortars earlier, and we had a plank of wood out there to put the mortars on. Well, he, for whatever reason, put the box on the plank, but it was like half hanging off. And so we're all standing there, and this box starts shooting off, and because it was half hanging off, it just falls over and proceeded just hammer these little girls with nonstop. And we're all like, oh my gosh, their dad is freaking out. We almost watched this and he looked like Ned Flanders if he didn't have any facial hair. Like he shaved his beard. This dude and he was wearing a polo and jeans and everything. Like this dude was like the nerdiest dude, but he was like all up in the redneck's face about to get in a fight. And I was like, I'm about to watch Ned Flanders suck a redneck. But the girls were okay, like because they're fireworks, but they are explosives, but they go out quickly and stuff. So they weren't even burnt or anything. They were fine and all stuff. And his wife talked him down, but I was kind of interested. I was like, is Ned Flanders going to hit the redneck?
I'm about to say a murder. My favorite firework moment. There was a wedding I attended that was at a lake house, and it was a big kind of very circular lake.
Yeah,
and some friend of the wedding party was a professional pyrotechnics expert.
Ooh.
And brought the big fireworks.
Yeah,
like not the ones that the regular people buy.
The ones that you go to a show to see.
Yeah. Not like the biggest ones, but ones that went up way into the sky and exploded, and what you go to see when you go somewhere to see fireworks. Yeah.
If you're gonna pay money to see fireworks, it's gonna be these kind of fireworks.
And so when the wedding was over and like nighttime was starting to roll in, he started launching them off, and then all of the houses around the lake started launching similar fireworks like into the center of it. So it was just like probably like 20 different houses like in the circumference of the lake, just all shooting like awesome fireworks into the middle of it. That was pretty cool.
That's nice. That's nice. That's fantastic. Anyways, folks, this is episode 38 of the WatchNet podcast. Talkin It podcast. Man, it's been a long time since we've been episode 38 of Watching It. I mean, we're up to like 217 over there.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. But 38 here, which is with how sparingly we do that's pretty good. Pretty good record we got going on record. Yeah. Pretty good. I'm not even drinking
more than
today.
3 years worth.
Yeah. Very, very good.
Well, we're
stuff.
Recording this more earlier than usual.
Yeah. It is. It is hot.
It is hot. I'm thinking I got a vacation coming up in 2 weeks. I'm thinking of driving to the Grand Canyon. Somebody mentioned like that's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, I got to go somewhere.
You gotta go somewhere, but it's gonna
be a scorcher.
It's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to your neck of the woods in a little bit here, Robert. I'm headed to Texas.
Which part of Texas? Fort Worth. Fort Worth. Yeah.
To Fort Worth. I've been looking.
It's gonna be hot,
weather.
Donnell. It's gonna be hot.
Yeah. I'm just like and humid.
Yeah.
It's humid and hot, and that so I've been to like Arizona in 119 degree weather.
Yeah.
And
it hits different.
Exactly.
But it's still bad.
It's still bad, but still like I can deal. I know people, it's a dry heat, and people make fun of that, but it is true. A dry heat is different from humidity, because it can be cooler, but I'd rather be in 119 degree weather and it dry than in 80 degree really humid. It just feels miserable, and so I'm preparing myself mentally. I mean, I'm built for the weather in a sense. I got the skin for it.
Not this weather.
I've been like I said, been to Vegas, been to Arizona, been there in the hot, been to, I don't want to go back.
About this time last year, I drove through Death Valley.
Yeah.
So that was a lot. I remember like after I had been in Seattle for a couple of years and I went back to Texas to visit, I went in like August or something. And, it 50 degrees, 20 years ago in Seattle did not get as hot as it does now. Like the stark difference between 20 years ago it would be like maybe 60, 70. It was like 100 the other day.
Yeah,
like,
say we would get a 74-degree day.
Yeah, that would be like the hottest it would
we'd
get
be like,
all
damn,
year.
it is hot out today. Now that's nothing. Like, yeah.
But anyway, I went back to Texas, and I went outside the terminal because I flew in. This was before I had a car, honestly. And I walked out, but I was under shade.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for my brother to come pick me up. And I stepped 1 foot out of the shade and into the sun, and just took 1 step back immediately.
Yeah.
Like a cat that just stepped in snow. Like, no, not yet.
Yeah.
Let's hang out here in the dark for a little bit longer.
You lost your Texas sea legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you knew you were fully or had transitioned to a Washingtonian that day.
It is too much. It is too much.
Matt, I always love what is it? When you talk to people from the hotter states, and they'll be like, "Yeah, you guys don't know hot. You don't know hot in Washington. You don't know nothing." And one is like you said, it's been getting hotter here.
Yeah.
But also, they're like, "Yeah, it gets so hot here, and in Texas and Arizona, and blah blah, and California." I'm like, "Yeah, but your state is built for it."
Yeah.
Like last time I was in Arizona, I'm like, "Oh, it was hot," but every place I went, AC, went to the movie theater, and you had to wait outside line, but they had misters everywhere and fans. Felt great. Like, even though it was hot, you're in the misty. It felt fantastic. So I'm like, no, like you can't be like, yeah, it gets hotter. Yeah, it gets hotter there, but you're prepared for that. Like so. I don't want to hear it. Like when it
also gets colder in Texas than it does in Seattle during the winter time. They're prepared for that too.
Yep.
You go to a bar, like an outdoor bar, because most of them are outdoors because they warm summer nights and stuff like that. Like during the winter, they got like big heater lamps. All over the place, like warming up the area. Yeah.
I was,
and of course, that's just not helping the overall situation, I'm sure.
It's fine. Just keep ignoring it. Everything will be fine, folks. But yeah, no, that's the thing is like whenever, that's the thing, because we get it here at Washington, we get it both ways. Because when we talk about it being cold, people are like, you don't know cold. And once again, you're built for it. You're built for it. That's the difference. If you're used to, 0-degree weather, then you're ready for it.
Everything is very timid in Seattle. Even like the people, like crime. Not like crime in other places.
No,
man.
no. And when you hear about like crazy crime in Washington, I was like, what?
There's like no street in Seattle that I would feel uncomfortable walking down at midnight. There are a lot of places in Fort Worth and Dallas.
Yes. Alleyway, no.
I might even be okay with a number of the alleyways in Seattle.
I'll join you on the street, but if you try to take me down some weird alley, I'm like,
I have tried to take you. I have taken you down weird alleys, Donnell.
That was the promise of a golf club.
But yeah, Dallas, like even like just regular populated areas, I'm like, I don't know about this. That was a long time ago.
Not sure how I feel about this right now. Yeah, no. We get the nice mildness out here in Washington. That's what we get for being on the edge of the country where people constantly forget we're here sometimes.
You know what I was thinking about the other day is that we don't have a Michelin guide for Seattle. So like Michelin, for those who know, Michelin stars, people have heard of Michelin stars. It's based off the tire company. Apparently, I find it surprising.
My mind.
I see you say that, but I find it surprising that everybody doesn't know that. But
is this why? Why the hell would I know the story, I understand it, but still, if you're just introduced like most people are, like you hear about Michelin stars, and then you also hear about Michelin tires, and Michelin stars are all about fancy food and restaurants, and then Michelin tires are tires. Why the hell would you think the two are related? I know, I understand how.
I'm going to explain it for the listeners here in just a second. But I think the whole crux of the situation is because Michelin sounds like a fancy word.
It does. It definitely. Michelin tires even still sound like they're going to be the fancier of the tires.
Yeah. Like high quality beer, the Michelin beer. I'm like, oh yeah, the Michelin of beers. So a tire company wanted to sell more tires, wanted people to drive more, so they came up with this guidebook that's like, 1 star is if you're passing it by on the highway, you should stop. Yeah. It's worth going there. 2 stars is included in a trip that you are taking. So if you're going to New York,
Yeah.
This is a restaurant, a 2-star restaurant is something you should do while you're there.
Right.
A 3-star is that's why you take
That's
the
why
trip.
you're there.
So like a 3-star Michelin restaurant is like you're going to Paris for no other reason except to eat at that restaurant. So like what's his name, Dreams of Sushi or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you go to Japan just to eat at that sushi place and nothing else.
Yeah.
Right. That's worth the trip. That's
Yeah.
how worth the cost. But this was back in the day when people drove everywhere. Right. So I mean I guess it kind of there's like Chicago, New York, Paris, obviously.
Yeah.
But then there's like Dallas and LA, obviously.
Oh, we'll see LA.
Hollywood area. And then I think there's
Vegas?
I think maybe Vegas.
I feel like,
Yeah. But nothing in Seattle. There are Michelin star level restaurants in Seattle, but there's no guidebook for it.
We're just getting.
Well, we're kind of like on the other side of the mountains. There is no way to get to Seattle by car without driving through a mountain pass.
It's one of the things that
which I'm like, well, that's just part of the enjoyment of driving. I love driving through mountain passes as long as it's not Shasta, Mount Shasta. Screw Mount Shasta.
What happened with you in Mount Shasta?
I've only driven through it 2 times. I almost died both times.
That's enough reason not to go.
Yeah, first time I was going south, and I didn't know. Both times were at nighttime. It's always raining.
Yeah.
And it's always foggy. I'd never driven through real thick fog before.
Yeah.
I've told this story, I think, on Talkin It, so, bear with me if I'm going to repeat it again. But yeah, first time, I'm just like driving, and it's going up, very steep incline, and I start seeing all of the 18-wheelers pulled over. They're just hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Just pulled over. And I get to like the peak of this incline, whiteout conditions, like foggy.
Yeah.
Just like I'm driving like 5 miles an hour with my blinkers on. There's people who know the area are like zooming past me at like 50, and I'm just like, this is not cool.
This is crazy.
That was bad. That was scary. The only thing I had for solace is I turned on like the 1310 AM radio, and I just the calm voice, the calm collected voice of the car radio guy.
Yeah.
He's like an air traffic controller, and he's just like, be advised that there's strong fogs and possibility of rain in the Mount Shasta area. Continue listening to 1310 for regular updates. And I'm just like, oh, this guy's getting me through it.
Yeah.
Just keep repeating that stuff. No music. I'm not listening to any music.
Yeah.
No podcast. No audiobooks. I'm listening to this guy while I drive through this. And it took like an hour to get through the fog, and it was crazy. So that was bad. And then I'm coming north another time. This was like 2 years ago. Second time going through Mount Shasta, again at night.
Yeah.
Right? I'm driving. I'm a little better at the fog now, but it's still pretty bad. Right? But it's pouring rain. Starts pouring. Just sheets of rain.
Yeah.
Really heavy rain. So I turn my wipers on full speed. Driver's side wiper fucks off.
Oh.
Just flies
I've
off
been in
the
this
car.
circumstance before.
Just flies off the car. So now I've got like just sheets of water just dumping on the window. I'm like leaning over to one side. Again, I'm driving like super slow.
Yeah.
People are zooming past me. Trucks are zooming past me. And I can't see out the driver's side. So I'm like leaned over trying to drive like through the passenger side. Luckily, about like 100 meters or so. 100 meters, not 100 feet, whatever.
Robert, what's going on, man?
Yeah, damn Yankee
It's
numbers.
America.
Anyway, yeah. After the fourth, no less.
Exactly.
Anyway, there was a turnout, and I turned out, and I just got out of the car and just sat there in the rain smoking a cigarette, like hunched over so it didn't go out.
Yeah.
And then I took the passenger side wiper and put it on the driver's side, and then my car has like a back. It's a hatchback, so it has a big back window.
Yeah.
And that has a little wiper on it. So I
Yeah.
took that off and put it. Luckily, they're all interchangeable.
Nice.
But they're all different sizes. So
Yeah.
it's like the back one's like a really small one. But I put it on the passenger side. It took about 30 minutes where I just sat there and calmed down because it was horrifying. It was horrifying.
Yeah, no, that sounds.
And I just slinked my way to the Mount Shasta, the town.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, I like normally I probably could have drove like another 4 hours, that night. And I was just like, nope, I'm just going to stop right here.
Yeah.
And, just stay at a place, and then woke up in the morning, and when it wasn't raining or anything. So
Yeah.
I just went into like, I don't know, some kind of auto center or something and bought some new wipers, and they work good.
Yeah.
Now here's admittedly my fault because I've had the car 2012, and I bought it brand new, so it's about 12 years old.
Yeah.
I replaced the original wipers I don't know, maybe 5 years in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd been and when I replaced them, I bought the cheapest,
Okay. Yeah.
crappy Walmart. I think I might have bought them at Walmart or like Target or something.
That's
I did
bad.
not.
That's a bad
Yeah,
move. That's
yeah.
a bad
I just bought
move.
some generic things. I think I did it on a whim.
Mm.
I wasn't even like thinking about it. I just saw them there and was like, oh, I'll just buy some wipers.
No.
And
no.
I bought the
This is a
cheapest things I
terrible-
could, and plastic pieces holding everything
Yeah,
together, you know, and
no.
stuff like that. And then did that for, you know, it was like another 5 years. And yeah, eventually the wiper was just like, nah, we're done here. So I bought the
I'm
expensive
quitting.
kind.
I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice.
Yeah,
or
I
2
bought
weeks ago.
I bought the expensive kind to that morning in Mount Shasta.
Mhm.
They
No.
worked good. I probably should. It's about time for me to replace them.
I
with
say
them,
no.
probably.
I've always been. I mean, just living in Washington with the amount of rain and stuff, I've always been like, nah, you don't go cheap on the wipers.
Yeah, but the rain in Washington normally, at least in the Seattle area, is very drizzly.
Yeah.
You almost don't need wipers sometimes.
I mean,
like,
honestly, no. I hate that. Like, so I mean,
but you go somewhere where there's
get-
real rain.
We get the downpour
like
rain
Texas.
enough where I don't want to risk it. But also,
You've never
the
been in a
drizzly,
Texas thunderstorm,
the
man.
drizzly rain is annoying. Just because, like you said, you almost don't need a wiper, but that's the problem because you can't just turn them on. You're like, flip it on for a second, turn it off, and then you're like, well, if I leave it on the lowest setting, it's just like it's too much, and you start streaking. But if you leave it off, it's like it's too much drizzle, and eventually you can't see. So it's like I hate it honestly because like at least in other ones you can turn it on, set it at a certain level, and you're good. But with drizzly rain, you're like, nope, I'm just sitting there all the time, just flicking it with my
Mine's got
hand.
a lot of adjustability. I can turn it real slow.
Mm.
If there's anything I could wish for you on your Fort Worth trip, would be that you get caught up in a Texas thunderstorm.
So it is.
I mean,
to be, I was
flash
checking
flood,
the weather
tornado
already.
warning, thunderstorm. I want you to see chain lightning going across the sky so bright that it's like it's
I mean,
daytime.
I have seen that on some of my road trips.
Okay,
Like you said, no, we don't get that here. I will admit that, but I have.
Unfortunately,
seen
it's
that
too
on
late in the season for it to be hailing
Yeah,
because you need to see some Dallas
some
hail.
serious hell.
Yeah, they like kill
I
a
know
person.
that. I've never seen like the real hell. The hell, like the hell you get in Washington. The only hell I've experienced because I'm usually not traveling when there's hell.
Yeah, it's like little
possibility.
BBs. I'm talking
Little
about like something the
BBs,
size
but
of a baseball.
Yeah,
They would just
a freaking
brain a
chuck.
person. Where like all the cars are covered
Mhm.
in like on the lots.
Yeah.
because of hail.
Yeah. And people, if you aren't covered, you're losing windshield.
That's right.
Yeah.
that's right.
No, talking about fog though. So like 3.5 years ago is when I got my dog, and I got him from Idaho.
Okay.
And I was right in December when I was going to get him, and so had to go over the pass.
Could you not find a dog in?
It was during COVID time.
Okay.
And honestly, during COVID time, no,
Mm.
everybody was adopting dogs and stuff like because I tried for a long time
Okay.
at different shelters.
Okay, that
and
makes sense.
all the stuff and like no, like everything was just like, oh, we're out of dogs,
Out
and
of
stuff.
supply.
And I'm just like,
That was
this
my
is
problem.
Crazy.
Is like I wanted to, because we were working and doing a lot of stuff during at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
You know, because we were working in IT.
Yep.
And well, we're still working IT, but anyway, we were busy. We were busy. So we got started on our COVID like shut down like 2 weeks late than everybody else. And by that point, I was like, oh, I want to go buy some more weights.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that was
I
gone.
I was like, good time to get in shape. Let's get some. Nope. I went into the store to get some weights, and I was like, you ain't got nothing. Like,
Yeah, ask them. They're like, no, we backed up a
Yeah,
year.
I
Like,
remember when I was asking, he was like, "Yeah, when do you think you have some?" I was like, "I don't like probably like 7 or 8 months." And I was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
like we didn't expect. We usually
Speaking of
sell
which-
like one set of 30s a year,
Yeah.
and we just sold 500. We just cleared out the warehouse.
But yeah, so anyways, I spent some time looking for a dog here, and then eventually found these people who they had some accidental puppies, and I was like, I'm gonna and talk to them and everything. You know, gonna go get me a dog. So gonna do that. And it's December, got to go over the pass. I had a little Ford Focus. I'm like, I'd feel better if I, had like a truck or something.
Yeah.
So I reached out to one of my friends, and my friend Ryan was like, "Yeah, me and you can go." So me and him, the plan is we're just getting the truck, we're driving there, picking up the dog, driving back. 14 hours round trip. And I said, it's not a big deal to me. I do all this stuff, drive all the time. But I'm like, it is a lot to just be like, yeah, you want to just spend a whole day driving to Idaho and back? Like, that's it. But
Yeah.
that's kind of, good friend. Shout out to Ryan. Good friend. But anyway, so we hop in the truck and we're driving. And at one point we were going up a mountain. And we're looking at the GPS and there's a town coming up. And we get to the top of this mountain, and it just goes down into a valley.
Yeah.
That valley, the fog's just sitting on it.
Yeah.
Like it just looks like, yeah. And so we were driving out into this fog, and you just sit into it, like just visibility goes out the window and stuff. And so we're driving. We eventually get to the town. We barely even notice when we get in the town because they're like, I think that's a stoplight. So we drive through this town anyway.
You're in Silent Hill.
Yeah, pretty much. So we drive through this town. We finally get to the other side of the town, and we start going up again, and we come out of the fog thing, and we're like, cool. So anyways, that was probably at like, we started pretty early. I think we left at like I think we left at 4 a.m. in the morning. We got to that town probably around like 9-ish. And so anyways, like I said, 14 hours round trip. We get there. We had a little lunch. We go get my dog. And then we're on the way back. And when we're driving back, it's probably about 6 p.m. And we get to that town again. And there is still the fog just sitting there. And I was like, oh my gosh. The people in this town don't even know a day happened. I was like this has been their entire existence today, is just thick fog that you can barely see in front of you. And I'm like, I wonder how often this happened for them, where it's just like, yeah, no, we don't see the sun. We don't see anything. We just see gray all day for the whole day. And then eventually someone says, hey, it's nighttime, and we go to bed. Like, I was just like,
that's crazy.
That is just insane. But yeah, just like we drove right back there, and it was just, the fog was just as thick. And like, I don't think at any point, like I said, I guess we weren't there the whole day, but just the way it looked, like, I don't think at any point that fog lifted. I don't think at any point that fog lifted.
I want to live there. I want to go to there.
Great, like I said, great place for some horror movies.
I want to go to that place. Last story before we take a break. I want to go to that. There's a place in like South America or something where there's been a lightning storm going for like 70 years, just all the time, kind of out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I gotta ask. Why are you wearing your work badge?
Just because I never took it off.
Okay.
It's just clipped
I mean,
on.
I understand because like I walk out of the house on like a
I've
weekend and I don't have my badge on me, and I feel like something is missing.
Well, the other side of that is
I just need to get like a fake one.
I've had too many Mondays where I get in the car, I get to work, and I'm like, damn it, I can't get into the buildings. So most time I do take it off, but I just had it this time.
Mine's hardcore because I'm government job. It's like if I don't have my badge, it's a whole thing.
Oh. I mean, I know nowhere near on your level, but no, if I don't have my badge, like I've literally turned around and had to go back because if I don't have my badge, like I ran into this once, the Seattle office that I work at, we have you can drive into my car has a badge on it or a little reflector on it that gets me into the garage, and then I can ride the elevator to the first floor, and that is it. And I can't, everybody who works in my building, who knows me, I mean, now that security doesn't know me, they probably let me, but this was earlier on when this happened, and knows me, is up on the second floor. There's no way for me to get contact to him. I did pull out my laptop and I hopped in Teams, but nobody was responding. And I was like, great, I can't even get to the second floor to get to see if any of my teammates can let me into the office because I can't even ride the elevator. So I'm just like, yeah, no. It's like our elevators at most of our buildings. I actually hate this. We don't have buttons in the elevators. Like we have the door open, hold the door, close the door button, and like the fire call, but the elevators are controlled by a panel outside the elevator. So you swipe your badge on the panel and you select your floor and it tells you what elevator to go to. And I hate that system just because it's just like, what is like so many times I've swiped my badge and then I push my floor and then I don't bother to look at what elevator I'm supposed to go to. And so then I walk away and then I double back to see afterward, but the screen's already cleared up, and I'm just like, it's just annoying. I'm used to, you get in the elevator, you hit the button, that's the way we've always been, and yeah, it's just hella annoying. I hate that system. I don't think it's convenient. I don't know why, but if anybody from my job is listening, I'm sorry. I'm just speaking honestly. I hate the system. I'm just gonna say it. If that's offensive to anybody in my company, I guess that's just how it is. But I hate that system. Just put a damn normal elevator.
By the way, in case anybody was wondering, in Washington State, in the past 3 months, 73 COVID deaths.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is surprising.
I mean, Texas is like 5 times our size, but they had 211.
Yeah. Still out there.
Yeah, that's surprising.
And on that,
I don't know. I don't go out there. Who knows what's happening?
On that cheery note, we're going to take ourselves a quick break, and we'll be back with a little news. Robert, been about, 3-4 months now since
since what?
Since the dumbest truck ever was released, the Cybertruck.
Yeah, I see them everywhere now.
Yeah, I'm seeing them a lot more now. Well, now I think I think all of them are terrible and stupid. But
Yeah.
now I think one stands above the rest. Got a story here. It's from Business Insider, and here is the headline. And we're going to dive into this. And I'm just going to say that the man, his name is Tyson Garvin, and Tyson Garvin, you are an inconsiderate asshole.
Okay.
But you also could probably think about that as he owns a Cybertruck, so probably. Anyways, here is the headline. Policing a Cybertruck might not be the safest idea, but it isn't illegal. Traffic
I've
experts
seen
say.
pictures of this. Yeah.
Yes. So a Tesla owner, who that is Tyson Garvin, because I'm just calling him out because this is incredibly stupid. Tesla owner went viral for policing his vehicle to have a mirror-like finish. And I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen it.
Not
but
mirror-like.
yeah,
Mirror.
it's no joke. Like, it is 100%. He polished the steel on his Cybertruck to be a mirror. It reflects everything.
It almost looks like it's invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some social media users raised concerns that the customization could present road safety hazards, which it does. Traffic experts told Business Insider that it might not be safe, but there are no regulations around it. Which
Why are there not?
Yeah, why are there not? But also, it's probably because everyone's like, no one's going to be dumb enough to put a mirror on a car, right? Not knowing the human race, but still.
Nobody made. That's because they're never been just made out of sheet metal. Yeah.
So, anyways. In May,
there are. I have seen mirror finishes on like black cars that like there's videos and stuff where you can't tell. They do camera angle, and until they pan away and show the whole car, you cannot tell that it exists.
Yeah. So in May, Tyson Garvin went viral on social media for policing his Cybertruck to have a mirror-like exterior. Garvin told Business Insider he thought the policing job was not only an aesthetic improvement, but also a practical upgrade. Which I'm like.
It looks sick.
It looks way better than a normal Cybertruck.
Amazing.
I will give him that, but it's a mirror.
Yeah.
And do you know what mirrors do? They reflect stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, he said the new look helped with the common. So this is the thing. He says the new look, this is what he's worried about. The new look helped with the common issue of fingerprint stains on the vehicle's stainless steel exterior. And I'm like, hey, if you don't want fingerprint stains on your freaking car, then don't buy the car that's made out of stainless steel that attracts them. But you're shining up your car to the point that it's reflective. Anyway, some social media reacted to Garvin's customization job, raising concern that the truck would be a road safety hazard if the exterior reflected headlights back at drivers. Garvin told BI he had similar concerns about drivers' headlights bouncing off the truck tailgate when driving at night. He said during a road test he conducted with his wife, the tailgate only reflected the road because it slightly slanted down. And I'm like, cool. I'm glad you and your wife test this out. Did you ever think about, I don't know, cars come at you from all different angles. Plus, there's this big thing in the sky called the sun. Yeah. I'm just like, dude, you don't drive a mirror down the road because I don't care what you and your wife did. What you and your wife did. This is just dumb. Anyways.
Agreed.
Unfortunately, while reflective, this is an official statement, reflective glare may pose the same problem from other drivers as headlight glare, but I'm not aware of any research documenting whether it leads to or is associated with any crash risk. Which I'm like, cool. Yeah, probably because we don't drive cars with reflective surfaces because it's just common sense. But anyways, there's been a bunch of people talking about it just to skip to it. And why I despise Garvin is Garvin basically says, the way he puts it is he doesn't see anything wrong with it. And it's his vehicle. And so he's just.
There needs to be a regulation.
And I'm just like, dude, maybe don't be an inconsiderate asshole and realize, yeah, sure, it's your vehicle, but you're driving on the road. Like, you're driving the road with everybody else.
That's why we have regulations to get rid of inconsiderate assholes.
And I do hope somewhat that the government does step in, someone steps in and be like, hey, no, this is stupid. Yeah.
All right, can we talk about something here? Sidebar.
Sure. Sidebar.
You use Google. You click on images on your phone.
Yep.
Does it do flashy things at you?
What do you mean?
Sometimes when you open an image. This has been happening to me for like a year now.
I have no idea what we're talking about. Flashy?
I've tried talking to people about this.
Okay.
And everyone looks at me like I'm insane. Right. And I've been wondering if I'm insane. I just found a reproducible one.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to show you this.
All right.
Okay. Tell me, does your phone do this? Did you see it?
Oh yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I've seen
It doesn't happen on everything.
Yeah,
but
I've
like it'll just be
seen
like a piece of clothing or
it
something will
randomly.
flash.
Yeah,
Is this like a sales tactic?
I think.
Why
it's
is
something.
it because it's just like one element of the picture
Yeah,
that's flashing. Why is it doing that?
I don't know. I can't tell you, but I have seen it before.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I need someone to tell me they've been seeing it because I've been seeing it for a year and I've been freaking out.
Another sidebar, because you brought up Google, is for the longest time people have been saying, "Oh, Google search has gotten terrible. It's gotten worse," and I've always been like, "It's not great, but it's not.
It's really bad."
Bad.
No, I'll tell you one from
I will
yesterday.
say the thing that for me was the nail in the coffin, and all the companies are doing this, and I'm just gonna say it. You know what? I don't fucking want AI in everything.
Yeah.
And I am so sick of I'll do a search on Google for something and the first thing that pops up is AI generators. I'm like, no, get that garbage out of here. Give me the actual thing I'm looking for. Give me if I'm asking how to do blank, I don't want the AI generated thing. You know why I searched it? Because someone put it together. I don't need, it's one of the things of like how people have talked about like AI and like making music. Like that's never been the thought process. Like I don't need AI to make me music. I don't need AI to give me instructions for things. If we are going to do AI, which I'm not a big fan of anyways, but I want it to do the menial little tasks. Like I am perfectly fine with humans making music and making movies and all that stuff. But if you want to give me an AI so I can have it start my dishwasher, sure. That sounds great. I don't need it.
By the way, none of it's AI.
It's not. That's true.
AI.
That's the thing. Is this is not AI at all. That's one of my other big gripes. Is this is not AI at all. It's just what they're spinning as it. But yeah, I'm just so sick of everything. Every website you go to, and I mean, it was always annoying with a little, like if you go to a website that's selling stuff and that little chat bot pops up. Always was annoying. But now every website has an AI generated chat bot that's like, hey, I'm here, and I'm like, go the fuck away. I don't need to talk to you.
Oh, I've got an answer here.
Ah.
This behavior appears to be associated with Google Lens scanning the image, highlighting the subject briefly to let you know that Google Lens is available for further actions on that image.
I feel like since that's, I mean, one is I don't think anybody really uses Google Lens, but even if so,
I didn't never heard of it before reading it just now.
Never, advertised that. The little flash isn't going to make me go, oh, that must be a Google Lens thing.
I tell you what, my Google gripe, and then we'll get back to the stories.
Yeah.
I wanted to search for an image about a video game.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to look at a map of a video game. I went to Google and said, name a video game, map, click on images.
Yes.
Or, no, what I want to do is get pictures of bases in the game because it has base building. So I put base building ideas, this game, Google Images. I got 5 pages of images of the title cards of YouTube videos saying, here's the 10 best base locations. Here's the 10 best base builds that I've seen, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Google, this is not why I'm here. Put this in the video section for the YouTube, where the videos go. I'm looking for still images of this thing. Something has gone completely wrong when I cannot find one image of a base for this game in the images section.
Mm-hmm.
I can just get pictures of words of clickbaity word text.
Mm-hmm.
It's broken.
Yeah.
It's just straight broken.
It is. That part is, it's just insane. All right, Robert, our next story is about a new hero of mine. Unfortunately, I don't know this hero's name, but it's just the most beautiful thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about a person who was working a seasonal job, Robert.
Okay.
And so when this person, which like I said, their name is left out of this story, I wish it wasn't because they deserve recognition. When this person, they are working a seasonal job at a research job, and it was approaching its end.
A seasonal research job.
Yeah. I don't know exactly.
Is there a season for specific researches?
I imagine it's probably like whatever they're researching is like maybe like, I'm not saying this isn't it, but let's just say like, how do bees
okay, fair
work
enough.
with these
fair enough.
flowers? Well,
fair
tulips only
fair enough.
bloom from here to here. But anyways, whatever it is, because it just says seasonal research job. It was approaching their end. They found themselves with not much work to do, and knew that a layoff was imminent.
Intimate. I love it. All
imminent.
layoffs are intimate.
But no, imminent. Now, interestingly, they did something that I don't think most people would do, but they basically notified their boss and informed them like, hey, work really has trailed off. There isn't really much to do. So what should I do? And their boss responded back to him with stand by for reassignment. And so
Okay.
they proceeded to stand by for reassignment.
For 22 years.
Not that long.
Okay.
They stood by for reassignment, and just like I said, their boss never got back to them, never said anything, and somehow they stood by for reassignment for 19 months.
Awesome.
Until their boss one day sent them a message and was like, hey, just want to know, hey, what are you working on now? To which they replied, I'm waiting for reassignment. So their boss, like, after that, let them go. But I'm like, understandably. but for 19 months, they had a job, got paid, had health insurance, had all of that, had zero work. And I'm like, that's the dream right there.
That sounds awesome.
That's the
Yeah.
and like I said, and it was one of the things like you did not. In my book, you did nothing wrong. You followed instructions.
How long, Donnell, would you wait before you started going, something has gone wrong?
And like spoke up.
Something is I don't know if I would ever speak up.
Okay.
But at what point do you just go, they've forgotten about me? Stand by for reassignment. I'm getting paid.
Getting paid
2 months.
I was thinking 2 months myself.
After 2 months, I'm like,
I'm not showing up.
something I would be like, this is a difficult, this is an awkward situation.
Yeah.
By month 19,
Mm-hmm.
probably before that. By month 12,
Yeah.
I'm settled in.
Oh yeah.
This is the new normal.
This is just life now.
Yeah.
If I am at the office, I'm definitely got just like I'm just a dude just sitting there completely not even hiding.
Oh, I'm
not
assuming this
working.
guy was not in the having.
No,
to
that's
go
what
in the
I'm
office.
saying.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if I was in an office position like that, it's like, but I'm just like, by month 12, if it's still going on, I'm not even hiding. I'm not working anymore. I'm just like kicking back, relaxed.
I mean, you got to keep the same address.
Yeah.
But I'm having my mail forwarded somewhere else. I'm on a beach somewhere. I'm chilling.
Yeah. Maybe just got Teams on your phone just in case.
But I mean, by month 19, I'm just like, once it happens, you're just like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, no one was noticing.
Yeah.
You know, can we just keep this going for another 20, 30 years?
It wasn't hurting anybody, obviously. Because no one's.
Now I got to explain a 19-month. I guess you don't even have to. I mean, what do you do?
It's on your resume.
Yeah.
I'd leave it on my resume. I worked there for 19 months. What were my responsibilities?
Standing by.
Standing by. Standing by. Oh, that's what I'd do. I'd have on my because you had
no. What you just say? Got an NDA. I can't discuss what I did.
There you go.
During those months. or you say that you were taking care of a loved one or something.
Yeah.
You can explain away a long period of not working.
But like I said, that's a hero in my book, Robert. They did what they were
The
supposed
hero is the HR rep that made the fumble. that didn't like what is that? Office Space. Like whoever forgot to stop sending paychecks to the one guy.
Yeah.
But he kept doing work. That's what sucks for him. Yeah. Stapler guy.
Yep. All right. Got a little quick news story before I hit our main event. This is just coming right after the 4th. This is even more impactful. It's just we're not the only country that's weird, Robert. Is because this sounds like something America would do, but Japan beat us to it.
Well, look, okay, wait, hold up.
Okay,
you can't follow up with "we're not the only country that's weird" and then name the weirdest country
that
on
is
the planet.
True. That
Secondly,
is true.
we're not
weird
even like
in
second
this,
to
sorry,
Japan.
Weird in this way.
Okay,
we're gonna get to.
Okay, very specific way.
Yes,
that's
a very
fine.
specific, kind of exclusive to the USA way. Okay. Is a Japanese spacecraft landed on an asteroid.
Okay.
And proceeded to shoot it with a gun.
Okay, this seems fine to me.
And yeah, I mean, there's a scientific
shot a rocket
reason.
at the moon
It's
for no
a
reason.
scientific reason,
Up.
actually. But yeah, basically, Japanese spacecraft successfully touched down.
But yes, this is an America kind of situation. We shot the asteroid.
Exactly. It's just like the headline. You're just like, what? Why? But the reason is basically, I still feel a little.
I mean, it wasn't with like a 44 bullet. It was like a jet propelled like piece of iron or something.
Yes.
Like, I guess it's they didn't send a 357 up there.
So anyways, they piloted the refrigerator size Hayabusa 2 craft to settle on an asteroid.
Man, those aircraft are always so much bigger than you think they are.
Yeah.
Like the Hubble,
Mm-hmm.
I always thought of like, oh, the size of like a minivan or maybe a bus.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's a small skyscraper. It's like 5 stories tall.
Fucking A.
And like you could live in it.
Yeah.
It's that big. It's gigantic.
Interesting.
Anyway, Aerospace Museum in DC. Check it out.
So anyways, they confirmed that they landed on the probe and fired a bullet into the asteroid to create a bit of debris that, and I'm just like, this is where science or space science gets weird to me, because it's just like, that will eventually, within the next decade, have, by their projections at least, have the debris eventually come to Earth. So based off of their projections and where they shot it, and how it broke off, and like, I'm just like, the math behind this. They want to study it. They want to study that from this asteroid. They want to get some space rocks. And their way of getting the space rocks is to send us something up there and to break off a piece. And they did
How are we
all
gonna
the
catch
math.
it?
I don't.
It's gonna burn up in the atmosphere.
They have a plan,
or
Robert.
Jump off the thing.
I'm not sure if it gets into all that.
They got like a robot with this is getting even more. Well, this is very Japanese too. They're gonna have like a baseball glove out there, ready to catch it. I would say that's an American thing to do, but they do love their baseball in Japan.
They do love their baseball. If there's any country that
I hope it's a
could
baseball
rival it,
glove.
I doubt
That would
it.
be
I
fantastic.
doubt. This is science, Robert. They're not putting a giant baseball. Man, I would die if, like, in the news we heard about the launch.
But like
of
a super
Japanese-
sciencey looking one, instead of brown, it's white. It's like
my thing, like I said, that still gets me. I mean, I get that one thing with space that makes it different from Earth is you don't have all the outside things that can interfere, like gravity and wind and all that stuff to change stuff with trajectory. But just the fact that they're able to.
you do have gravity and you do have wind. I hate to say it, Donnell, out in space.
Okay, yes, on a grand scale, like yes, the sun's gravity does pull everything.
Yeah,
in orbit,
and the Earth
so,
and the
yes.
sun and the central core.
True.
The sun's like shooting out the solar winds.
True. All right. But still, it's just the fact that they're able to do, for me, it's mind blowing.
That they're able to calculate that they're going to blow.
To figure out that, like, if we hit it at this angle at this time in its path, then it will eventually get to us. And I'm just like, well, okay, how? Why? What are we doing? But anyways, just thought that was interesting that Japan was the first.
But we couldn't figure out which gun shot JFK. We can figure out the trajectory of the debris from a gunshot on an asteroid, but we can't figure out the magic bullet theory. Anyway, not just my conspiracy theory stuff. Anyway, it was the Secret Service guy behind him.
Yeah, probably. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
Who shot him?
Yeah. One of the Secret Service guys got startled and shot JFK in the back of the head. Yeah. It's very sad.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
Man. Revelations on the Washington podcast.
Yeah, you never heard that?
No, I never heard
Okay. Go read about it.
that. I might have to. All right.
Look, I don't know, man. That's
Robert,
just a theory I've heard.
here is our main story, and we're gonna take a brief break so you can see the video after I read the headline. Man went viral for virtual court appearance driving in car, for virtual court appearance for suspended license by zooming in while driving in car.
Story. This is an older story, isn't it?
June 7th.
Oh, okay.
About a
Well, then
month
this has
ago.
happened more than once recently.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Or
But
maybe
anyways,
maybe it was not for having his license revoked, but there was one where somebody was driving while they were at their court appearance.
Yeah.
And that's insanity to me.
No, it's
I've seen the video. We don't have to pause for it.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it is. This is a serious matter.
Yeah.
This is a sit down, tie on, focus up matter, not a. This is just part of my day. Drive through courting,
So, we won't break for the video, but I will go over some of it. So, anyways, Corey Harris got his license suspended, and had a court appearance on May 7th. They decided on doing a Zoom or a call-in one, so he was able to do that. Everybody, his lawyer and I guess the prosecutor and the judge all showed up. He was not there. The judge asked his lawyer, like, "Hey, where's Corey at?" And his lawyer was like,
So he forgot.
No. Because here's the thing. Or maybe he did. But his lawyer got a hold of him and he said, "Oh, yep, I'm delayed. I'll be there in a second." And then his Zoom thing comes on, and you can even see in this little picture here. Where'd it go? No, the picture's not good. But his Zoom thing comes in, and he is clearly in a car.
Yeah.
He is also not just clearly in the car. You can tell this man is driving.
Yeah.
This man.
You joined by voice only.
Yeah, you don't turn on the camera. But and like he even kind of the judge was like, Mr. Harris, are you ready? And he's like, "Yep, just give me 1 sec. I'm just getting there and all right, I'm ready." And you can tell the man is parking.
Yeah.
Like, is parking his car. So then the judge proceeds to like, and I just love the judge's face because he's just like he has this face like, is this real? And then the judge like looks at the lawyer like, your client is here on a suspended license, right? And he's like, the lawyer's like, "Yes, sir." And it's like, and it appears your client is driving, and then Corey's face just goes stupid, like, what? Like the dumbest thing. Maybe he thought his camera was off, and then like you just see the lawyer. He's like, "If we could just have a brief recess," to figure. And I'm just like, and the judge's like, no, we have all the evidence we need. But anyways, so yes, Corey Harris was driving while on his appointment for a suspended license. The story gets more bizarre though.
Oh.
Because he was, like I said, he was cited for driving with a suspended license. And so then people start digging into it. Where the case gets weirder is Corey Harris has never had a driver's license.
What?
Never. He is 37 or 38.
Well, this is just a standing issue. He shouldn't even be in court.
Yeah. But he's never had a driver's license, but he continues to drive. And the last time he got pulled over, the judge cited him for a suspended license. I'm like, what did you look up? Or the cop cited him. I'm like, you should have looked up and see, like, how did you suspend or see he had a suspended? The man's never had a license.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this man is calling into his Zoom or into his court appearance for having for a suspended license when he doesn't have a license while he's driving a car.
That's
I'm just
crazy.
like,
that's crazy.
This may be one of the dumbest criminals that ever existed.
I mean, he's been getting away with it for a long time.
Yeah. And I wonder how. Because this is not, once again, this is not a
drive
smart man.
Correct. You just drive correct. Yeah, no, calling into the judge while you have, I mean, he forgot, right? And then they called him or something like that.
Yeah. But still, I feel like
he didn't know what. I mean, he's just getting a call from his lawyer. He doesn't know that the judge is gonna be there.
No, that's the thing is, what happens is the lawyer calls him,
and
then the lawyer gets off the phone and says, "Okay, he'll join us in a second."
Oh,
so
well,
he
then he's
voluntarily joins the Zoom, which I'm like, especially if your lawyer said, "Yeah," like you tell your lawyer, "I'll be there in a second." I feel like that gives you like he was getting ready to park. So I'm like, dude, just finish driving to where you're going, which was a doctor's appointment of all things. But finish driving where you're going, park, get out your car so you're not in the background, and just like go stand somewhere. Because if you're just standing outside, it's still weird, but at least you're not sitting in the fucking car.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, why would you voluntarily call in when you're just like, nah, it's all good.
And why didn't the lawyer know? I don't think there's ever been a time that someone has been in a car talking to me on the phone that I didn't know they were in a car immediately. The lawyer wasn't, hold up.
The lawyer should have been like, what are you doing right now?
And the lawyer, wouldn't he know that he's never had a license?
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of weirdness here because I don't know how anybody didn't know he never had a license until I started digging into it more.
I'm assuming the cop did.
You that he didn't have a license?
Yeah.
Then why did they cite him for suspended license?
Who knows? Look, they go through like 4 weeks of training, and then we let them loose on society with machine guns. So
yeah, it's true. It's very true. But anyways, good old Corey Harris. That's the other thing is he got arrested. Literally the judge was like, we're just gonna dispatch an officer to go pick him up.
Yeah.
Because you're not. If you don't, he probably gonna get back in the car and drive off.
Yeah.
He's just gonna be like, all right, nice chat with you, judge, and start up the car and go. But just thought that was like that's a new level of stupid. That's just a new.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that second part.
Yeah, no, it came up afterwards as people dug into his records that he never has had a license.
Fantastic. For 19 years getting paid. He's a delivery driver. Just standing by. As always, you can find us on our website, watchingitpod.com. There you can find links to our social media and to email us, watchingitpodcast@gmail.com. Donnell, what else should they do?
Well, Like I said, we're on episode 38, almost to episode 40. We've been going strong. If you want to see us continue to go strong, give us any rating reviews, 5 stars. And also, I'm always looking for the weird stories. I can't find them all. So if you have any weird news, you can send that to us at our email. And thank you so much for listening. Bye.